What's up, generals? I know it's been forever since we've done a game of Conflict of Nations. I have played in the background. We're doing a playthrough now where I am in Bolivia. I know it's a weird one, but we help sponsor a boys' home in an orphanage in Bolivia, and so I thought it'd be fun to play them. And ranked pretty low at the start. But let's see what we got going on here. A couple of new messages from Argentina. See what they say. Is it okay if I go to South Africa after Brazil? Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Um, we'll get over that way, but let's see where we're at. We're getting ready to attack Brazil. So we took the top two. I took the top two cities of Chile, and then Argentina's going to take the bottom four, and then meet me in Brazil. We've got Peru is looks like they're coming into Colombia, which I asked them to go to Brazil, but that's fine too, right? Let's go ahead and start this campaign on into here. I only had two troops there though. Let's sneak some more in. Take a gamble. It's hard in the beginning. You never know who's gonna go like full. Want to sneak it in. The idea is these two troops will bring this in, and then Brazil can't see me sneaking in more troops to come out of the city. You might think I'm just land grabbing, but this 10 stack is going to be a sweet little run. Here, we're across to Brasilia capital. A 10 stacker should take care of that, and I'm going to bring in this guy and hook him around to Sao Paulo. I don't think the units will have a problem there, and then I can come back down for Porto Alegre and take that. So Brazil starts on 10 cities, crazy amounts of resources. If you don't hit them quick, you will not be able to take that. So B2, what do you do when you start a game? What's kind of your setup? And I'll show you. I am a resource person. I believe that I sacrifice a little bit in the beginning. I pump out some basic troops, maybe some National Guard, some low-level units. Try to expand quick, grab territory, and then boost my arms and threes up to at least a three. I'll probably go to five in this game early because I want to start kicking out resources. I think I'm going to try a new stack setup, and I've said this before in past videos. If I can do a new stack that includes, hear me out, hear me out, and then shoot holes in my theory we come through. So I'm going to research air superiority and strike fighter. Strike fighter is going to be a quick reaction force, but I'm going to keep them as a low level. I'm going to get a five stack of them just to hit random one stacker units that are flying around because people will do that. They'll send I call them a squirter, where one unit will go and try to capture a bunch of land. But if you have a stack of fighters, strike fighters, you can just nip that in the bud and not lose a ton of territory. But air superiority, and I'll tell you why. Because I have a feeling people are going to go more strike and more bomber, and the air superiority I can control, and then quick reaction force, QRF them, right? Other than that, I'm going to run this early. As soon as I can get the resources for it, I'm going to run this because I can hit from a range before troops get to you, right? To keep that safe, I'm going to go here with the SAM launcher. I'm hoping that I don't run into a bunch of helicopters, but if I do, again, I'm going to be researching the AS, the Air Superiority Fighter, to counteract that. And so I think that that will get me a good spread early game where I can get those troops across. The only thing would be if Argentina does go South Africa, which looks like they're trying to expand. Yes, they've taken territories and fought, so there could possibly be low on units, which will help the expanse. But if they can get an airport down here quick, I can fly some stuff in there. But he's still got three cities down there to take, and then of course closing out Brazil. But I think after Brazil, I'm gonna just hook north, take these AI territories. Actually, Brazil has sent units over there, which is great. Hopefully, he's got less units elsewhere. And then Suriname, but Venezuela and Colombia, we can take those two. That's the plan is to grab all of South America. South America is really kind of overlooked in this game. Not a lot of people pay attention to it. They want to see all the fighting in Europe and then all the sea wars. Now Bolivia is landlocked, so nobody can get in here and shell me with a ship, which I like. They're going to have to bring troops on the ground, and so I'm thinking with the rocket launchers and the SAMs and the air superiorities, it would pretty much give me the ability to shoot down fighters that come in or strikes, bombers, and then I don't have to really do a navy because I don't have port towns, right? So if I wanted to, I could come over here, annex here, take all the annexes to Asuncion in there. That way I can boost my production without getting shelled by naval units. There's only 2 or 3 countries that are landlocked like that. That are well, there's more, but because if you go into Europe, there's some in Europe, I believe too. But really powerhouse countries. See, Chad's right in the middle of the country. Again, it gives you a great defensive strategy. A lot of people like to come down and start in Australia. The 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 reason I don't like this is because this is going to require you to have a naval defense in Perth, a naval defense Derby, a naval defense in Darwin, a naval defense in Townsville, Brisbane. See, all these are coastal cities that can get shelled. It's kind of like starting in New Zealand, dude. You start down here, if you're end game and you don't gold, you're a high level player, right? But over here, there's not many that are landlocked. Maybe Kazakhstan, even Pakistan, Afghanistan, maybe. So there are some decent ones over there, but even here you got a quick access. So anyway, that's my goal for this game is to get a quick start on there to spread games of VPs. I need cash because again, every time I jump into a game, I come into the rares and I buy the rares out. Um, well, the first probably 2 stacks of rares because I know that that's going to hinder my opponents from researching unless they're going to gold, and it gives me a head start on there, right? So, day 5 in here. I was going to do a early start video, but it's pretty lame. You just jump in, you build one of each barracks. At least I do an army base. That gives me the ability to pump out a ton of soldiers. I researched the soldiers of National Guard. And then now I can just start pumping out these units to have 10 stacks flying around. Nobody really does a big 10 stack in the beginning. And because you're going to stack those 10s, it allows you to go with a 9 stack and leave 1 in the city or an 8 and leave 2 in the city and still not take heavy casualties in there. And that's the name of the game. Don't take heavy casualties early. Try it like this one right here. We're going to bring this guy as well. And we're going to, waypoint. I want to click on, I'm going to use him as an attacker here. It's yeah. So we can do that too. Going to trail behind this 4 unit, so they won't even see this guy coming across the land, and hopefully I can get a couple of shots off there while this 10 stack is marching across. I might not get there till after, in which case I'll take them to Rio or Sao Paulo. This is the one you get free at the beginning, so I use him up. And eventually I'll build a hospital. I'll bring it back home and set it on defense just as an extra unit. It either soaks up damage or if someone makes a run at your capital, at least you have something in there defending that's long range to throw some hit points off of whatever stack is coming at you. That way, if you have to like dive down and use your fighter, your squadron fighter, which is not great against like lodge, it's just attack high level on troops, but it does do 2 damage. So if you got 2 infantry coming, it's going to take you 15 hits to kill it. But if you do that on top of your ranged units, then these planes can be deadly with actually staving off a 2-man attack running at you. So just some theory crafting in here. You'll also notice that I always keep troops in these towns that are smoking. See down here where it says 33%, it will stop smoking at 34%. Now, way back when, 2016, 2017, when I started playing the game, it would go off the timer on the clock here. And when it said 00.00, the game would look at it and see what the morale was. And if it was below this, you could hover on the eye and click. It will tell you that there's a 0% chance of insurgency. And the reason why is because I have unit strength of 8.7. I have 2 units in there. So when the game hits 00 and the morale calculates, it'll go above 34. I'll move those units off. Now these 2 units are also hurt a little bit. So by keeping them in this town, they're going to heal for 1 damage. If you have a hospital, it starts to heal multipliers of that up and up. So keep that in mind. If you move off the city and you risk it, and let's say the chance of insurgency is 50, it will pop up a unit that starts fighting you, like insurgents, and you take more damage. So people that move across the map fast and leave the city smoking, you'll actually see behind them the rogues that come and take over some of those cities, and that's done on the clock. Now, today, it doesn't go on a 0-0-0 timer. Today, it can go rogue at any point on the 24-hour cycle. And so it's always good to keep troops in there because you'll see around the map, newer players will hit it and move on, and then bam, They'll lose the city immediately, which means they lose the production, they lose the capital as far as meaning money capital, not like capital of a country. So they'll lose the resources that are associated with that town. Never a good idea. So anyway, Bolivia, update one. I appreciate y'all checking it out. See ya.